Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Superman and Lois. It's been a while, so we are finally back with Superman and Lois with this upcoming week after it took a roughly 2 month break in order to catch up on episodes due to the longer production time of the show compared to others, especially during this COVID time. Because they're already delayed and then the show takes longer to film anyway, so they just fell behind schedule. Of course, we did have Supergirl fill that time slot while it was gone, but Superman's back in action. And to remind everyone that it's back this upcoming week, they actually did drop a new trailer with heaps of new footage. In the trailer, obviously there is some like reused footage, but I'd say about like 90% of it, by the looks of it, is brand new footage. So we will watch it, then we'll talk about it. What was in it, as well as some other stuff to do with upcoming episodes for the show. But yeah, let's watch that brand new spanking trailer.
I don't think I've ever been as scared as I was tonight. I think someone's trying to kill Dad.
If it wasn't for the boys, you might have died tonight.
Sounds like you're on the mend.
I got lucky.
With everything this family is facing, we can't rely on luck.
Those Metropolis guys made my life hell. Let me shut them up.
Do you understand how dangerous this could be? That anger you felt, I have those feelings too. But I keep them in check.
I'm not you. You get to grow up and you get to be Superman. Who am I?
He's not ready for this. Things are different now.
The world's about to be destroyed unless I save it. Metropolis will be the first city to fall.
I was 1 second away from being dead.
Get out of here!
I just wanted to go back to normal.
So yeah, a good amount to talk about, but let's just jump into it. Let's not, fiddle about. But of course, actually, let me know your various thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you excited for Superman and Lois to come back? What from the trailer caught your eye? What are you looking forward to the most? Any theories based off it? I'm always curious to hear. So let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, you enjoyed that trailer, and you're looking forward to Superman and Lois finally being back on our screens, why not drop a like on it, like on the video to show your support, for the channel, the video, and everything. So the first thing of note to talk about from the trailer is just Jordan as a character. So we see Jordan struggling with his incoming powers. Obviously, we've known from the first 5 episodes that have already aired that he's the son that's got these powers coming through. Like, we're sort of led to believe that maybe Jonathan had this, and that's why he was excelling at sport. But, Jordan's the one that's sort of coming through with them. And he's used these, minor powers that he has at the moment. I think there's was it 1% or something of Superman's strength, or something really, really low, a low percentage of what Superman's strength is. That's what Jordan has at the moment, and he's been using that to get an advantage on the football field and become a part of the football team. But based off this trailer, it seems that he's going to start developing these powers more and more and more, and his power level is going to keep getting higher and higher, and it does make you wonder whether he will actually become like a fully fledged Superboy, by the end of this season, or, even before the end of the season, with flying and all of that. And he might even get a suit potentially if they want to go down that route. It does make you wonder whether they're going to do that, or maybe it's going to be more of a struggle for Jordan rather than this exciting storyline where he's getting really, having a lot of fun with these powers. It might be an actual a struggling thing for him, similar to what it might have been like for Clark when he was early on in his, just life in general. So it will be interesting to see which way they go with it. I think by the end of the season, it might be happy days for Jordan, but I think there might be a bit of some growing pains, if you want to call it, with all these powers and stuff like that. So it will be interesting to see where that goes and potentially how that impacts his school life. I don't see him being a part of the football team for very much longer. As a lot of people have been wondering, will he do something with his powers that just takes it too far on the football field? Will he really hurt someone because of his strength or something like that? Wouldn't surprise me too much if something like that happened. They use the football, scene to showcase that, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But if Jordan's getting all these powers, what about Jonathan? Jonathan's going to be an interesting character in how they handle him, because I think they can only have him on the side there as the other brother and watching Jordan for so long. I think they have to do something with Jonathan, sorry. And I'm not saying that he has to get powers. I just think there has to be something else going on with Jonathan. And they showcase that in a bit in the trailer, how the Metropolis school that he went to, they seem to, I don't know if Smallville goes to Metropolis for a game or it's vice versa, or they just come together. Maybe it's a national competition and all the schools are in one city. I'm not too sure, but we see Jordan and some other, Jonathan, sorry, and some other Smallville players coming across Metropolis players, which of course is the team that Jonathan played for. So there's going to be some drama there. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, just interesting in general to see how they handle Jonathan in this back half of the season, whether he gets powers or not, and just him as a character. But they don't really give too much away. I think in regards to the two sons in this trailer, they just show a bit more of Jordan. That's just because it's, you know, action orientated with all the powers and stuff like that. Now, something that was teased, I think was in the final episode before we left, was like Lois and Luthor sort of potentially teaming up. We do see them at a couple of points in this trailer together, and there is even a bit in like the mines where the X-Kryptonite was, where they're teaming up and they're going against Leslie Law, and just in general be Morgan Edge, because Leslie Law is working with Morgan Edge and the whole X-Kryptonite thing. So they're going to be investigating that. And it seems that, you know, what's happening on our Earth is very, very similar potentially to what happened on Luthor's Earth, because Luthor is telling Lois in like the restaurant, like bar little thing, the diner. That's the word. Don't call them diners here in Australia or something. What do they call them over there? Diners. In the diner, and he's talking about how Metropolis is the first city to fall. So obviously Luthor's telling Lois everything about what happened on his Earth. Obviously, we know Luthor was married to Lois. They were in a relationship, and it wouldn't surprise me too much if we find out that the evil Superman on his Earth maybe killed Lois. But he's just telling her what happened on his Earth and everything like that, and pretty much saying how he thinks it's going to go on this Earth. And we do get to see the evil or black suit Superman, whatever you want to call him, the Elseworld Superman from Elseworlds, but I guess we'll just call him evil Superman, heat visioning down on Metropolis, obviously destroying Metropolis like Luthor was saying. But it's not just him. We see not one, not two, not even three, but four other black suited figures also heat visioning down on Metropolis. You can see them in this shot here. I'll point arrows at them if you can't see all five. So it does make you wonder, are these like all evil Kryptonians? Are they all evil like sons and daughters, or just evil children of Superman? Or are these people on this Earth that were also given X-Kryptonite? So we've seen what one person with X-Kryptonite was. He was able to fly just like Superman, but then he eventually gave out and sort of combusted. So it seems these are going to be four examples at the very minimum of, successful X-Kryptonite, test subjects, if you want to call it. So that's pretty lethal. Just imagine evil Superman, but just a bunch of them. And that could be pretty damn lethal. So it looks like that's exactly what's happening with Metropolis. And I'd assume we might get a good amount, whether it's one episode or maybe just it might be over a string of 3 episodes. We'll get flashbacks to maybe exactly what went down on Luthor's Earth, or they might just try and contain it in one episode. They could go either way. We'll have to wait and see what they do. But I'm excited just to see how that storyline progresses and whether we see evil Superman come up against our Superman, or there's another storyline that's more against Morgan Edge and Leslie Law and stuff like that. And we still don't even know if Luthor is 100% good or not. I think he's going to be teaming up, with Lois and maybe even Clark, but we still aren't 100% sure if he's good or not. But that does lead into the next topic, and that's, will Luthor warm up to our Superman and work with him? Like what even about General Lane? Like Luthor went to General Lane, and General Lane's now got, his eyes on Superman and Clark Kent and stuff like that. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think there might be some hostility for a while, but maybe they'll both realize that Clark and Kal-El isn't the threat, and that it is Leslie Law, the X-Kryptonite stuff, what they're doing in the mines with Morgan Edge. That's the real threat, because whatever happened on Luthor's Earth can't really get to that level if that whole thing in the mines isn't going on and it can't really develop. So maybe that will be the main, thing to watch out for. But it wouldn't surprise me too much if there's still some hostility between Luthor and General Lane, or at least maybe General Lane against Clark going forward into the back half of this season and the final episodes. But that's really all the main things to talk about from the trailer. It definitely gives you a good hint and a good feel of where they're going in these final 10 episodes they have, even though a lot of this footage will be from the next 5 episodes roughly, if not 3 or 4. So don't expect any of this stuff to be from the finale. They haven't even filmed that. So yeah, I'd say this is footage from probably the next 4 to 5 episodes, if maybe not even 3. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so don't get ahead of yourself. This isn't the final stuff. But we do have a quote from Tyler Hoechlin, who of course plays Clark Kent or Superman, about what's first to come when we come back with the show later this week. The upcoming episode will be an episode called Broken Trust, where a super powered threat runs amok in Smallville, just as Clark is starting to figure out how to balance being the Man of Steel and a better father to his twin sons, Jonathan and Jordan, the latter of whom has inherited his dad's more alien abilities, and this is what Tyler had to say about it. I think it's exciting for Clark, but at the same time, it's also terrifying. To see your child carrying on something that is something in common with you, all of a sudden, it's a chance to connect with him in a way that he hasn't been able to in the past, but it's scary because it's bringing back all those moments Clark went through when he was younger and feeling strange and different. That empathy will prove to be the elder Kent's greatest strength when Jordan's nascent powers begin to have a direct and deeply painful impact on his usually understanding brother. Now, all of that is for episode 6, but we have a special episode coming up the week after that, of course, that being episode 7, which is entitled Man of Steel, and you would expect an episode called that in a Superman show to be pretty damn special. Now, what will make this episode a bit more special is the fact that David Ramsey, who of course plays Diggle in the Arrowverse, will be directing it, and by the looks of it at the very least, he will also be appearing as Diggle in the episode. But we do have the synopsis, so let's read it and then have like a quick chat about it. Clark struggles to help Jordan, who is grappling with a new power. Meanwhile, Lois enlists Clark's help, which leads to a surprise encounter. So yeah, obviously we have the first bit, which sort of lines up with the stuff from the trailer with Jordan's powers and Clark helping. However, we have Lois getting Clark's help, which leads to a surprise encounter. So is Diggle the surprise encounter? We know Diggle is showing up in the episode that David Ramsey is directing for Supergirl, so we could assume, if not should assume, that it's the same for all the shows, including Superman and Lois as well. However, in regards to a surprise encounter, there is the chance that the encounter in the episode is between Clark and Luthor, as they are shown in the trailer together with Lois with like a container on the back of a truck sort of like lighting up, if not blowing up, something like that. However, we do know that Diggle is meant to show up in an episode of Superman and Lois, and if we're going off Supergirl, it's going to be the same episode he's directing. It could be different. I guess we'll have to wait and find out, but either way, I think it's either going to be Clark and Luthor meeting, or it's going to be Diggle showing up and maybe meeting up with Lois and Clark, whether that's in Metropolis or Smallville. I'd say Metropolis because that's where Diggle's meant to be living now, based off the end of Arrow. But either way, I'm pretty excited. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below. You're looking forward to Superman and Lois being back. Any thoughts to add to the stuff that we went over in this video? I'm always curious to hear. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.